It's your man, the voice, holding it down here, Philadelphia. We my Sixers is on tonight, so you gotta forgive my many distractions. My little man's over there making a whole lot of noise and all that kind of shit. Yeah, man, we're holding it down. It's another day on planet Earth. Shit's wild out here. Um, but we good, Stuff is happening. Gangstagrass still holding it down. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. It might be like two or three of y'all that get that. So, that's my tablet coming on because I gotta see what's happening on the YouTubes and whatnot. But that little sample noise that I made was from a Big L record called "Holding It Down." Wait, no, is that what's it? Is it Long Overdue? All the world keep holding it down. Big L, long overdue, yeah. Nobody want to hear me sing, but every now and again it happens. Um, Sixers are up by 12. We were down by a minute, but Joel went crazy in the third quarter, and it looks like we might pull this one out, which makes me very happy. Um, yeah, man, it's a wild world out here right now these days. I hope y'all are doing all right. Um, y'all hear? I know y'all hear that noise. It's my goofball son ready to come in here just to be seen on screen because he's that way. He'd be like, "Yo, I want people to look at me. What you want? No, no more candy. It's bedtime." So I gotta be that guy. I gotta be rude daddy and tell him he can't have any more candy. But that's how it goes. You know what I mean? That is how it goes. Um, I'm hoping you guys are having a good night, man. It's a bizarre day. Last time I talked to you guys was before the attempted secession. Um, so it feels like 100 years ago, but it wasn't. Pouch. See, this is how it goes. I gotta, yes. I gotta tell this kid what's what. I hope you guys are having a good night. Like I said, we're regular fruit snacks. Fruit snacks. You see me working here, right? This is what I gotta deal with. I don't care. Regular fruit snacks. It's like it'd be like imagine you were in the office, right? And you were like talking to your boss, and the kid just walked in like, excuse me, can I like you ever see Elf? It's like an elf when the when his dad just kept when he just kept walking in the office. Tater Monkey's here on YouTube. What's going on, man? Who's that with me on Twitch? Hold on. I can see that in my John on my main screen, but it's too small because my eyeballs are not that great anymore. I'm getting old. Who is that? That's somebody that said, "Hey man, how's it going?" So you have to forgive me. As soon as it comes up on here, I'll tell you. We are. What are we doing tonight? What are we doing tonight? Um, y'all know, the sort of subtitle of the show is your favorite rappers, and I like to put y'all on and up on what's popping and my favorite hip hop stuff, and get you guys up to date and make sure you know what's going on with what's the hotness in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff that I've missed, but there's a lot of stuff that you all have missed that I'm trying to put you on to as well. So that's what we do in here. That's how I sort of go about getting down with y'all and getting folks to know what's what. Um, and I feel like I do a fairly good job of keeping everybody um what's the word I'm looking for? Keeping everybody um up to date with what's happening on some hip hop stuff and so on and so forth. But right now I'm not feeling like that's where I should be. I feel like I should be I feel like I should be honestly I feel like I should be on this microphone like just walking the streets trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in this country right now and trying to figure out what folks are doing and what's going on in everybody's brains and shit. That's what I feel like I should be doing. Because to yeah, I'm a fairly bright dude, you know. I'm not a I'm not a nitwit. But I'm lost right now. I really have no idea what y'all are up to and what is going on and what in the country fuck is happening. And so what I'm trying to do now is I need y'all to get with me and help me figure out what's up because it's wild out here in the streets, man. And so if y'all could help me understand what's happening and how we've gone from like, all right, we're gonna have these elections, and then they're gonna be interesting enough. Who's here on me on Facebook? T Web's here. Unique Blends is here. Amber and Stacy are here. What's up, everybody? Um, to no, we're gonna throw this. We're gonna have this election, but um, half the people that voted think that the whole thing is rigged because other people that voted from their house. Oh, that was Lillian. Hey, Lillian, how you doing, love? Archie, what's good? Uh, and it's like, how did we get here? Maybe one of y'all can explain to me how we got here because I feel like I missed something. I feel like I was chilling, just writing raps and, watching the Eagles suck, watching the Sixers and, just living my life, raising these kids. And then all of a sudden, like there was half the whole world was like, nope, 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 nope. We're just gonna burn it all down. Like, wait, hold on. Now, Tater Monkey, I don't, I disagree with that, man. I disagree with that. You can have an opinion. I have no problem with people having their opinions, particularly here with me. I'm a little bit more willing to listen than a lot of my more progressive brethren, and I claim my progressiveness uh, in the midst of in the middle of the band existing in a place where we're just trying to make this music and get it out to people and make sure that folks know that ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody here is trying to come for your guns or none of that kind of stuff, right? But I claim my progressiveness and I wear it with pride. But I want to know, like, if there was, um, if there is, nah, man, you can be bluegrass. Look, my two of my dearest friends in the world, Wrench and Dan, are more bluegrass than most folks. You know what I'm saying? Way more than most people in that I've encountered. And so we when we out here dealing with these folks, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna hear what you got to say. But and what's going on, my man Mighty Metaphor over here on Facebook? Um, I was explaining to somebody the other day, right? If you want to approach me with facts, feel free. I will listen to your facts. I will also approach you with facts, right? If you want to approach me with opinions, I will listen to your opinions. Feel free. Um, I will also listen to your opinions. The only thing I need from you, I think I may have been talking about this on the live stream on Friday. The only thing I'm gonna need from you is when you are coming with your opinions, right? You have to make sure that all of your opinions are not based on information that comes from your bubble, right? That comes from your lane, the tunnel that you exist in, right? Because we all have a little bit of tunnel vision, right? But if that's the only place you're getting your opinions from and your information from, and somebody else's opinions and information are coming from not only their own bubbles and their own tunnels or whatever, wherever they exist, but from a wider circle of people that live in different parts of the world and worship differently and love different kinds of people or whatever, right? If the only information that you have to form your opinions comes from a very limited group of people, then you have to realize that your opinions are not going to be seen as valid, not invalid, but not going to be seen as valid because there's a wider swath of information coming from one side than another side. Now, I'm not going to say that in every case the wider swath of information is coming from progressives. That's not true, right? Because I know a lot of people, a lot of progressive people that roll in a very limited lane of, you know, their folks and the cats that think like them and roll like them and whatever else. All right, cool. That much is for certain. And that's not going to work either, right? Like maybe you are a little bit wider in your spectrum, maybe a little bit. But if what you're doing is ignoring someone else's opinions, experiences, ideas, then you're doing the same thing as the people that you're accusing of being closed minded, right? And so if this is where we're gonna go, right? This is the route we're gonna go. It's only it's not we're not gonna get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you saw. That's what you saw on Wednesday, man. You saw a group of people whose whose thinking was limited, um, very very limited, right? And so and they've been allowed to. They've been told that the way they the way that their thinking is in danger, and the only way to respond to that is, well, all right, let's burn it all down. Let's storm the cat. Well, no, no, because what you're doing and what happened on Wednesday was seditious to say the least. Like people were trying to it seemed like take over the country. Um and it's kind of sad. It's kind of depressing, and it's kind of especially considering they were doing it based on false information, right? If you Look, and Tater Monkey, you're right. I I denounced a good portion of the burning and rioting. Yeah, I did, and I'll tell you why. Paris, what's good, man? How you doing, brother? Um, I'll tell you why I did that. Because it didn't get anywhere. It didn't achieve anything. And the unfortunate part is it was hey, Hungry's in the joint. What's going on? A lot of it was staged. A lot of it was planned, right? So when everything started popping off, you saw the auto zone that started burning up. Um, that guy they determined was not a he wasn't part of anybody that was protesting anything, right? That was very specifically done to get people burning shit down, whatever. That dude was not involved in any particular protest, right? So again, you also have to look at the idea of and Tater Monkey, I appreciate you being here. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're here because these are the conversations I'm trying to be having with people. Um, when you make the decision that it's time to destroy things, right? First, you have to recognize like if you're in your own neighborhoods, burning down your own neighborhoods isn't going to help shit. That's the first thing, right? And I tell people that all the time like what did that help? It didn't you didn't you're not furthering an agenda. Sure, you're getting yours and all right, you robbed the CVS or the, wherever else and got what you needed for the month. Okay. Okay, I see that. But you're not helping anything. You're not helping anything in the immediacy. And it's not the same with the Capitol, right? And the reason why it's not the same in the Capitol, because A, you had a bunch of people protesting what? You had people protesting a murder, a couple of different murders by police agencies, right? Um, you had people protesting, and that was just the big part of it, right? That was just the big part of it. What you had on Wednesday was people that had been convinced incorrectly that an election had been stolen. When court after court of Trump appointed judges, Republican secretaries of state, Republican governors, so on and so forth, verifying their own elections, right? And yet a man who has been convincing people of bullshit for a very long time continued to propagate that bullshit. And at some point, you have to realize that this dude is not on your side. Quite honestly, he never has been on your side. When he was talking about he was during the end of the campaign when he was talking about having to go to Erie. He was like, I don't want to be in Erie. Like, this man was never your friend. He's never been on your side, right? But somehow he convinced you that he was, and now he's gonna be the savior. Somehow he's convinced Christians that he's their savior, right? Um, And I'm not even. This is not even. I know Christians, right? I know a lot of Christians that are saying like this guy is their savior. And I'm not saying that Biden and Kamala are my friends. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is there's enough evidence over just the last 4 years alone that this man is not your friend. This man is dangerous. He's been lying to you. And for whatever reason, and some of those reasons I get. I don't understand. I know what they are. They're probably not the best reasons, but for whatever reason, 75 million people agreed with it. You know what I mean? You know what? If you hit the, because I was talking about this the other day. If you hit the Gangstagrass, no, hit my personal Facebook page. You'll see that Wrench, he laid it down like 11 very cool things that have happened during the Trump presidency. And I'll find them for you. I'll break them down for you. But I think while we're doing that, right? I think while we're looking at the peace deals, right? And that sort of stuff, you have to look at the individual things that. All right, I'm gonna start from the beginning. And we're gonna take it back to a magical time. The year was 2008, and Barack Obama is sworn in as president. And Barack Obama performed as presidentially as one could. He did a lot of bullshit American president stuff, dropping bombs on motherfuckers like we do. Okay, sure. Without question. Nobody's questioning that. The problem with Barack Obama, the thing that made people say that Barack Obama was dividing this country. Oh, Tater Monkey throwing that money at us. Thank you. We really appreciate that. The thing that Barack Obama did for way too many people was be brown. Barack was too brown for a lot of people. He was just a little bit too brown. If Barack Obama's name had been Barry Oberman, there wouldn't have been a problem with him. He would have been another American president. The problem with America is that America was not prepared for a non-old white guy president. They weren't. Not ready for it. And a lot of Americans want to say they were. They were not prepared for the concept of a non-old white guy president. He didn't have to know the hood. That's not the point. He was a brilliant man that became president. I don't want a hood president. I want somebody smart that knows what they're doing, right? So when you have a country that is unprepared for a black man as president, right? That performed as an American president. They wouldn't let him do anything extraordinarily radical. What did he do? He tried to give motherfuckers health care, right? And that's a bad thing because and so Barack's term is up. right? Democrats thought, oh, we got this. We got this in the motherfucking bag. We could nominate Hillary Clinton just because we're going to go next step. What they didn't do, what they didn't realize, what they didn't think was America was not prepared for Barack. And so when America had the chance to hit its own little weird reset switch and not have Barack, they were certainly not going to go from a black man to a woman, regardless. It wasn't going to happen. Sorry, Sixers just tied the game up. JoJo. It wasn't going to happen, regardless of who she was, how qualified she was, the fact that she was fairly unlikable to a lot of people, you know what I mean, was the first thing. America, aka voting age American white males, were not going to have that. Right? It wasn't going to happen. Not after 8 years of this black dude. Hell no. And then what happened was, here comes this guy that knows how to hit all their buttons. Knows how to hit all of their buttons, right? Donald Trump's not a fucking Christian. This dude's banging porn stars and got more sexual assault cases than I got dreadlocks, and you know what I mean, on tape talking about grabbing Jones by the pussy. That should have disqualified him from the gate. But America needed its white guy back. It felt like it didn't have anything, right? It felt like, oh no, I need my old white guy back. And that's what you got. You got your old white guy back. But the old white guy you got back was a psychopath, was a madman and a crook. And he had you all convinced that he was looking out for you. And he had you all convinced that he was going to do everything for you. And he was going to save you from the crazy Mexicans that were coming across the border. And he was going to save you from the crazy black people that were coming into the suburbs. And he was going to save you from all this. It was all bullshit. Every bit of it. You know what I'm saying? And as sad as it is, that's what America wanted. They wanted their old white guy back, right? And you got it. And that motherfucker scammed the shit out of you. And he threw a little bit here. You know, we did the thing for the HBCUs. All right, yeah, we'll do that. We'll talk about this platinum plan with these rap niggas, whatever. Your man scammed us all. Not all, you know, but as a country. And then when 81 million motherfuckers were like, no, I'm not fucking with this dude no more. I'll settle for, you know, wacko ass Joe Biden, who was a little bit wild as vice president, a little extra wild in the 90s with the crime bill and all that shit. But you know what he's not? He's not this crazy motherfucker Donald Trump. That's what happened, right? That's what happened. There are not a whole lot of black people that were like, yeah, you know what I'm all about? Joe Biden. You know what I mean? Some of our parents, you know, and I'm an old dude, you know what I mean? A lot of cats my age, sure, whatever. What he was somebody to save us from this motherfucker, man. And I feel like we I feel like there was a chance to really do something. Archie, what's good, man? Thank you for subscribing, brother. We really appreciate that. There was a chance to really go somewhere from Trump into the future, right? But it went so fucking crazy. Gaze, what's up? Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate that shit. It went so far that Cruz, what's good? Thank you for subscribing, man. Thank you for joining us. It went so far that we Lillian, good looking out with your people, man. We appreciate all that. It went so far that we had to sort of settle back into a norm, and a norm is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Now, the hope is that Joe and Kamala will at least make some sort of decision to get us out of this mess. It's a mess right now. It's a fucking mess. Say what you will about, the protests and, everything that went on over the summer and whatnot. Nobody protesting this country this summer and law enforcement and all that, none of those people were walking the streets with the flags of countries we went to war with. And this Wednesday, American citizens took flags of countries that we went to war with, that your parents and your grandparents and your cousins and your brothers and all those other motherfuckers died fighting against. Took those flags into the seat of this country. Now, a lot of black America, and I'm not saying I speak for black America, but a lot of us was like, that's what you get. That's what you get. By the way, if you're up here on the Twitch and you can see this coming up on the screens there, little mention of the Gangstagrass Barnstormers. That is a little special spot on the Gangstagrass website. You can sign up there to get all sorts of free exclusive, exclusive stuff, various tiers and levels of that kind of thing, so you can really get down with Gangstagrass and what we're doing and so on and so forth. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So when you see the picture of the boy walking through the joint carrying a Confederate flag, right? What? Are you kidding me? That dude's an American patriot? Fuck out of here, man. That dude's a fuck out of here. No. And that's the difference. You got a side that was acting a motherfucking fool and setting shit on fire and not really trying to make a point, but missing part of the point, right? And then you got a bunch of motherfuckers that decided, you know what? This grifter told us these lies about this country and what happened during our elections. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to try to, storm the Capitol and take over this motherfucker. What? I wanted to feel bad when I found out that 5 people had died. I wanted to feel bad. And I felt bad for the Capitol cop that died. Right? I don't feel bad for the joint that got shot. Yes, she was an Air Force vet, and she did a thing. You stormed the fucking Capitol. Y'all let black men out here get murdered in the streets by the cops for, not not complying to getting pulled out of their cars and shit. You should have complied. You stormed the fucking Capitol. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? When the other boy that died, listen, a man died in the Capitol. This man electrocuted himself in his nuts with a taser and had a heart attack and died. Trying to steal a portrait of Tip O'Neill. That's funny. Sorry, that's fucking funny. The John died. She got trampled to death in the midst of the whole thing. She had brought to the John a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. It's not funny to you. That shit's funny to me. I don't give a fuck. Like, if I roll up in a spot with a sign that says, I don't know, like, "Don't light me on fire," and then get hit with a Molotov cocktail, I expect you to laugh at me for that. I expect y'all to be like, random ass guy lit the fuck up. I say all of this, and I have this discussion, right, because I want people to understand the difference in the argument. I am not going to, and I almost don't. I personally, me personally, don't think that, shutting down Parler and all that. Man, get out of here with that bullshit. That wasn't a foul. Shutting down Parler is not. You know what? Because you kind of want to let people to be able to talk. Yeah, it was Crazy Darwin Awards nominations going on out there. You kind of want people to be able to talk. But no, I'm not Jamaican. I'm just an old dude with dreads. You want people to be able to express their opinions and so on and so forth. I do anyway. But the other thing I don't want is people to have a way to communicate about how many folks they gonna try and murder and how they gonna take over the country and all this other bullshit. So, you kind of have to. Hold on a second. Y'all shooting around here? Sorry, I'm on the Citizen app. Citizen app is funny as shit. What I don't want to do is say I don't want people to lose their right to speech in any way, shape, or form. But at the same time, you out here talking about you trying to kill motherfuckers and all this other shit. Like, there's a way to do this. There's a way to discuss things. There are ways to really get our points across. And what y'all ain't doing is making it work. It's not working. Like, you it's not working. It's not working. That manner is not working. Um and there is something to be said for. Yeah, Gaze, you're right, man. They can definitely go You're right. They can't. They didn't lose their right to free speech. They don't have a right to a private social media platform. You're right. You're right about that. I'm agreeing. I agree with you. It's 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 it is sad though that we're not able to really discuss anything, right? Without people deciding that it's time to burn down the fucking Capitol building and you know storm the Capitol and shit. And the other really interesting part about this whole thing, and if somebody knows, somebody can tell me, let me know. You're right. Freedom of speech does not have equal freedom from consequences. It is what it is. Nice one. Um, I thought, and looking at looking at the looking at the footage and all, I thought the Capitol Police were armed. It looked like they were armed, um, and I feel like suppose any of the protests this summer had made their way to the Capitol, and cats were trying to storm the buildings and all that kind of shit. I feel like a lot of people would have got smoked. I feel like a lot of there would have been, the presence, the police presence down there was much thicker on the on those on all that stuff, and I feel like had the same shit happened, the pistols would have been out, and a whole lot of people would have got smoked. Noli, what's going on, babe? How you? Um, and it breaks my heart just knowing that, right? Just know, and I'm not. Um, I'm not, and it's something I feel to be a fact. Um, Especially now that you're finding out that and you kind of had to assume that there were a lot of like they had some help letting people in. There were a lot of off-duty cops in the crowd, that kind of shit, which is another thing that fucking pisses me off. But we'll get to that in a minute. Um, um, yeah, had this been a Black Lives Matter storming the Capitol, they'd still be counting the bodies, and that's for goddamn sure. Um, and whether or not the official order was given, somebody down there would have been like, "Oh fuck this, pop 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 pop," and then one dude would have started shooting, and when one dude starts shooting, another dude starts shooting, and then where's these fouls they calling? I need somebody. If there are any of my people out here that are hackers, I need you to find anybody that's refing this NFL NBA game right now. I need everybody's email addresses. I need their accounts hacked to see how much money um, the NBA is giving these guys. Because Adam Silver hates the Sixers, and fuck that guy. Anyway, I get distracted. Um, yeah, and it's one of those things where you know that in your heart, right? You know that I know that as a black dude, had this been a predominantly black and brown protest, the bodies would have hit the floor. Um, and so, I think it speaks again to the nature of white privilege in America, um, that keeps motherfuckers from getting smoked. Yes, Joan got popped right in her neck. Yes, she did. We all know that. That one. And you know what? There are going to be people that 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 disagree with what I'm saying. That and I've had more than one person. You know, there was a guy here the other day that assumed that we were fascists because we were talking when we was talking. There ain't nothing fascist about me, dog. I'm I, I don't give a fuck what you do. Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Let me live my life. I'm gonna spit these rhymes. I'm gonna raise these kids. Other than that, let me live my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so we've heard this more than once, right? Um, and that's not what you're getting from me. That's not what you're getting from Gangstagrass. What you're getting is an idea of we're not we're not giving you the bullshit. You know what I mean? We're not giving you the we're only going to give you the real and what we're thinking and what we're feeling and so on and so forth. And that's about it, right? So when you are out here for the rest of the week and the rest of the month and when you see all this new information that's coming out every day about um, all the various cops that were down at the protest this week, and your first thought is as a again as a progressive dude, right? You are going to you're gonna have a whole lot of people throwing up their little ACAB hashtags and whatever else, and um, you know what? Fuck that too. You know what I'm saying? Because for anybody that's a fan, I was a cop. I was a cop for a month. I'm gonna tell y'all that story one of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and tell the whole story of my life as a state college police officer. I'm gonna tell you that whole story. I have 2 degrees in administration of justice. I tell y'all that all the time. A bachelor's degree and a master's degree. I sell comic books and I write rhymes. Um, and so the reason that I say and I laugh at that whole idea that all cops are bastards, not just because I come from cops, because my dad was a cop. 3 of my uncles were cops here in the city of Philadelphia. My cousin was a Secret Service member. He was also a West Point graduate. Um, his brother's a Philadelphia school police officer. Like, that shit is in my blood, right? And I will tell you that all cops are bastards, like all doctors are quacks, like all politicians are criminals, like all teachers are, scamming the system or whatever the fuck. Are there some bastard cops out there? Fuck yes. There are. There are a lot of bastard cops out there. As a matter of fact, like all lawyers are sharks, right? Hell of a lot. Hell of a lot. And I'm also not gonna say that you know all cops aren't bastards because my dad was a cop and he's not a bastard. My dad's got a couple of bastard tendencies. All right, cool. What I will say is somebody kicking your door, don't pick up the phone then. Somebody, I mean, you get robbed, you get kidnapped, somebody, whatever, don't pick up the phone. Handle that shit yourself, or whatever the fuck we supposed to do. If all the cops are bastards, handle that shit yourself, whatever, right? Right? Is that the plan? Nah, man, nah, that's not the case. Um, and the great thing about this, and this is what I tell folks, uh, yeah, you're right, we definitely do. The great thing about this, being able to tell you this, talk about this, is that as an old black dude, like, I'm allowed to say what the fuck I want because I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Um, there are not a lot of opinions about me and what I say and how I feel that really matter to me, right? So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say on either side of this, right? So if you think I'm a fucking communist, fascist, socialist because I think Donald Trump is a criminal psychopath um, that's can barely speak and doesn't have the brain power to run his own businesses, much less a country. That's who I am. If you think that I'm a bootlicking heel of the tool of the government because I think Barack was a really bright dude that handled his business as a president to as much of a degree as American presidents ever have, ignoring for the moment the shiesty shit that American presidents do, and that I rep for good cops that are, doing their thing to, defend their neighborhoods and help out the people in the neighborhoods that they're in charge of, protecting and serving. You could think that shit too. That's the great thing about America. We're allowed to think whatever we want about each other. What we're not allowed to do, okay, is try and keep other people from living their lives peacefully, right? What we're not allowed to do is try and enact laws that keep any of us from living our lives the way we want to without hurting other people. That's it, man. The rest of it's bullshit. The rest of it is bullshit. And you know what I mean? That's keeping it 100. That is keeping it 100. Now I got a little distracted this week. Usually, what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is talking about some stuff that, in general, I had beef with throughout my days, and I'm trying to find a way to get rid of that beef. I didn't even I didn't let me finish that part, Arsh. Yeah, you're right. What we're not allowed to do is storm the motherfucking Capitol. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, cut that shit out. And now look, they're talking about all this other shit that, the FBI is talking about, reports of, in all 50 states and all the capitals and whatnot. Yeah, I got people in Harrisburg. Leave that shit alone. Like, look, this is what you need to do. Instead of deciding it's time to fucking storm the fucking, go educate your kids, right? Help the motherfuckers on that homework they stuck at home doing, right? If you do go outside, put a motherfucking mask on. You realize that had 2/3 of y'all protesting about wearing masks, been wearing masks all this time, maybe we wouldn't be having to wear the masks as long. Like, kind of crazy shit is that, man? Um, what was the other thing? What was the other thing? I just got all distracted and yelling and shit. Um, yeah. So what, like I said, what I have been doing the last couple of weeks is talking about stuff that I used to have beef with, like stuff that I just hated, right? And I'm trying to let go of that. I'm trying to purge the hatred out of my body and maybe take a few of these jiggly ass pounds with it. They had me on the screen the other night with just a t-shirt on. Bruh, your boy got a little. That's why you can only see this much. The rest of this shit down here, nobody want to see all that. Look. Oh, you put a sloth on there. He said, but my rights. Yeah, right, guys. Um, so I'm trying to let go of it. I'm trying to let go of a lot of that hatred and a lot of that stuff that's in all of us, right? I'm just trying to feel like, all right, what is this? What are these things that I don't like? Why don't I like them? Help me process all of that. Um, Last week I was talking about trap music. Um, I talked a couple of times about the stuff that I really love and that I've encountered other people that fucking hate, and I'm trying to help me get through that. Trying to get past that. And it's it's become a bit of a it's a good feeling, man. Like purging a lot of that mess and getting rid of it. Getting rid of it. I had to take a break this week, just everything that went on, and try and get, just try and vent how I was feeling about all of it. Like trying to really understand like what's happening and what's going on and we're trying to what the what the goal was. There had to be a goal, and I don't know what it was. Um, and if there's anybody out there that knows the goal, feel free to reach out to me. You don't have to put it out there big on the Gangstagrass page. You can hit me up, our son, the voice of reason, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever. Find me, message me, because I want to know. I really want to know if you know what the thought process was, and I want to try and help. I want to really get an understanding of where where it all went wrong and how it was that Donald Trump was the one that felt like he could make it right. I need to know this. Like this is in my brain. I need to know if you're a very religious person. I need to know how you were able to ignore all of the very all the shit that he just fucking shit on religiously, right? And somehow made himself like looked at as almost like a second coming. Like I want to know how he pulled that shit off. Maybe I can get me a little cult. I need a cult. Yeah, I mean, get me a couple of rich people that got some money and be like, oh, he really is the voice of reason. Let me pay all his bills. I need that. I need that. So if you and I don't want to say that I don't want to say that you're in a cult, but I think you may have an idea of some cultism. Um, do I think that the events of the 6th and this election are going to have an effect on music in the next few years? I hope so, man. I saw a tweet the other day, and Cat was like, yo, they really just tried to storm the Capitol, and you still rapping about money and drugs? Like, yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, money and drugs was the thing in like maybe '88. After all the shit that been happening, we ain't money and drug the fuck out by now. Like, nah, no, 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 no. I need y'all to do better than that, bro. Um, so, um, but yeah, man, if you know if you have an idea of what this is and what it's about and how it works, um, help me out. I want to know. So hit me up, man. Our son the voice at Gmail. Our son the voice. What is it? Our son the voice at Gmail. Our son the voice of reason. Our son the voice at gmail.com. What is my email address? My God, I don't even know my own fucking email address. Jesus Christ. I'm getting old, man. What is my email address? Yeah, if you want to, I'm gonna be that guy. If you want to email me, if you want to hit me up specifically, oursonthevoice at gmail.com. You can hit me on Instagram. You can hit me on Twitter. You can hit me on Facebook. Whatever. I want to know this stuff. I really want to understand it. Right? I want to sit down on a one-on-one basis. We can have a personal intervention, and I could be like, yo, dog, your people, can you bring in your radio station and interview me? Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up. Yeah, yeah, yes, certainly. Hit me up. Shay Sasa, what a great name. Yeah, hit me up. Our son the voice at gmail.com. You can hit me on, like I said, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Yeah, I'll rap. But I wanna. I'm gonna end it on that, man. I really do want to understand. Um, I really do want to get to the bottom of where we're at as a country and as a planet, man. You know, we yeah, Joshy, I think you're right, man. Like he really did have a cult leader like vibe in a way that was unexpected, like really unexpected. Um, but yeah, so that's the deal. Next week, am I back next week? Yeah, I'll probably be back next week. We're gonna keep it a little bit more. I'm gonna get back to the music a little bit. Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, yeah. Biden is Trump in a better fitting suit. You're probably right. What Biden doesn't have though is a bunch of people that are just gonna go along to get along, right? I That's the difference. Thank you very much, Shay. We really, really appreciate that. That I think is the difference. I think there will be as much as accountability exists in American politics, there are more people that are going to hold him accountable and stuff. If you look at, I'm gonna say this last thing real quick. If you look at punk ass Mitch McConnell, bitch ass Lindsey Graham, bitch ass Ted Cruz over the last couple days. Look at it over the last couple days, and then look at them before the election, right? How they was talking shit about this dude. And then look at it in the middle of the presidency, how they was riding this dude dick like porn stars, bro. Like, nah, man. No. No, 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 no. You're full of shit. And all three of them, off the top of my head, all three of them need to be fucking. I don't know that it's a crime to lie to the motherfuckers, right? At the absolute least, at the very least, the biggest, strongest toughest motherfucker from the places the three of them represent should be able to punch him right in the motherfucking mouth for all that bullshit they talked. For all that shit that they talked over the last 4 years that you let this dude get away with. You talked more dirt about this man before the election, and you talked all this bullshit after the election, and in the middle, you dick rode that dude. Get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. Like, the biggest, strongest dude from your state, all three of y'all, should be able to punch you right in the motherfucking mouth on national television. They should put that shit at the halftime show of the Super Bowl and have all three of the motherfuckers lined up and jabbed in their motherfucking jaw. And then go about your business. And then go about your business. You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? And then hope that the people, when the next time you motherfuckers run for office, Josh, you have a good night, man. The next time they run for office, the people will have smartened up and be like, hey, wait, this is that same motherfucker that got punched in the face on the Super Bowl, right? Nah, we're not fucking with him. Boom. And yeah, that's a bit much. It's a bit much, sure. But nah, man, these motherfuckers went too hard. And nah, it's bullshit. And on that note, I gotta go. I gotta put this boy to bed. This motherfucker's still awake. I told you. Hey, Alex, turn the computer off. Go to bed. Turn it off. Go brush your teeth. Get in the bed. I told him that at 9 o'clock. He need to be upstairs in bed watching. Fucking 7-year-olds. This kid lucky I love him. Anyway, y'all be cool, man. I'll get back at y'all next week. We're gonna keep it a little lighter unless these motherfuckers try some more bullshit. But like I said, man, I'm trying to get rid of that. I'm trying to purge all of that. This is my weekly purge. Yeah, so I'll get at y'all next week. It's your man, R. Son, the voice of reason, representing Gangstagrass. The Super Tribble, representing Tribble Nation. Tribble Nation, wherever you're at, I'm at. Black Tribbles in the building. The Rand of Steel, the comic book Jedi at Amalgam Comics and Coffee House. Shout out to my Amalgam family. Big up to all my comic book people out there. I'll see y'all on the swing back. Y'all be good. Wash your hands. Wash your face. Put your mask on. Don't lick anything weird. And stay safe. By the way, if anybody out there is lined up and don't want their shot, hit me up. I'll take yours. Word is bond. I'm trying to get back on the road. Word! I'll see you when I see you. Peace! Now, this is the part where I got to shut down some shit, and y'all still see me acting a fool and touching buttons and whatnot, right? While I'm trying to find the joint to hit stop. Later, y'all.